Hello. I don't think anyone's here because I'm just messing around with a sort of a pop-up live, though I'm actually going to talk about stuff because I want to test if I have audio. It looks like I'm sending out audio. Fabulous. Oh, hey, someone's here. Hi, Jim. How are you? Yeah, I can pop up your comments. If you can't hear me, let me know. Anyway, I actually wound up reinstalling all my streaming software because I couldn't figure out what was going on. So hopefully it'll work out. Actually, while you're here, I was going to, and still am. I'm going to open some cool Ranger stuff I got. I bet you can guess what a lot of it is, um, but I'll open your egg because I do have your egg since you are here today. And who is here? The Slow Crafter, welcome. Yeah, I threw a note in chat. The intro is kind of a lie. I'm actually going live tonight, and well, maybe I'll give you a sneak peek of a couple things. But let me grab Jim's egg because we can look at that since he is here. Oh, good. Yeah, the thing I noticed is like for some reason my streaming software was saying it was only sending out like 12 frames a second, and I think that's what was jacking it up because it was like there'd just be a bunch it just wasn't sending up enough through. In theory, it's sending at 60 frames a second. I don't know if I believe it, but actually my camera's working really well today. I don't know what if just like reinstalling everything is a good idea. But anyway, let's see. And we're now on my desk. We can look at the egg. Let's see. We still have audio. Can we pop up some? We still have chat. Good. I need like a warning plugin that tells me if I leave chat up too long, but let's check out Jim's thing since he's here. Although my friend Elizabeth, who opened one of these, I think she had green eggs, but I don't remember which one I picked out. Oh, this is cool. Wow. That's amazing. Sorry, the light on this is not what I would like it to be, but let me see if I can bring up my camera a little bit. Oh, that's my light, not my camera. We're having technical difficulties. Here we go. Now you can see this better. But look how cool this is. This must be one of the alcohol ink ones. That is fantastic. So is this just like I forget what they call it, like the clear plastic substrates that you'd use for like UV printing and stuff? Because it looks really this looks I'm actually getting a good picture today, but it looks really neat. Oh, thanks, Jim. That is really amazing. I'll have to show that to my mom. So we have a funny, weird, very weird tradition. So I'll have around Easter. So I'll just walk you through it because it's a whole thing. So back in, I want to say 90s and 2000s, my dad watched a lot of cooking shows on TV. So he went through various phases of trying food styles. Um, and one of them was Spanish, as in, not as in Mexico, but as in like Spain, the country in Europe. And people are saying things. It is a sublimation blank. Ha! Sometimes I learn things. That is really neat. Because, what is it? Final 143 has a whole bunch of really cool shapes. That's cool. Well, I never looked at it because I never got into dye sublimation, but the fact that I can use the alcohol inks I don't use for anything, that's a whole nother thing on them, and it's pretty cool. Anyway, so one of the phases was Spanish. So we always cook Spanish food on Easter, which kind of makes no sense, but it's sort of everybody in the family really likes it, but like as you can probably tell from looking at me, my heritage is much more German, Polish, English than like Spanish, but let's get into these because we can see what this is a chunky package. And I am curious I bought a couple different things. So I think they actually packed two orders together. Some of these, yeah. So the thing that's not interesting very much, although I'm curious if it fixes my problem, is I picked up some additional. sprayers, because over the winter, some of my sprayers have just sort of jammed to the point that I can't undo them. So I don't know. New sprayers. I won't probably not worth testing on camera, but I have a bunch more. But I bought I think 3 packs of these because I had a ton that just dried up. I am sure it is because um it gets so well. I mean, Jim, you're probably in a similar thing, but like in the upper Midwest, it gets so dry. I think what happens is it's just sort of if you I think I have one more. Yeah, so I bought a bunch of these just because. But I think it's a if it gets so dry that the atomizers just can't be salvaged. Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know. I have many non-porous stuff. I have a bunch of like wood stuff left over that I bought for some reason or other. Oh, I think when I was a friend of mine was involved with Chalk Couture at one point, and I had picked up some of their inks, and I thought I had played with some of their non-porous things. Oh, I don't know. Let me see. Oop. Oh, there is. There's a bunny. Oh my god, that's cute. That's so we have a little egg. Oh, these must be the rocks, the embellishment rocks um in the mini pancake cooker. That's neat. That's a really nice texture. I don't know if I don't think you're oh, here we get now it's reading on camera correctly. How are we doing? We are not having problems putting out 60 frames a second, so note to self, installing that plugin to try and stream vertically, which everybody hated, yeah, that screwed up my whole setup. Anyway, so like the alcohol ink one is much, you get a lot more contrast. This one is a lot glitterier. They're both really cool. I like this. And then the bunny is just kind of cute. The bunny, I think, is done in the same style. Or maybe not. You'll have to let us know if this is all the same product. The bunny almost looks glittered, but there may be glitter in those moon rock things. Those are really neat. But anyway, let me know I need to I it's funny because after you mentioned that now of course YouTube is serving me all these videos of how you can use a mini pancake cooker. Dash mini pancake mate and Ranger super chunky embossing powders. Okay, that's really cool. Um because I think I knew that there were embossing powders with glitter in them. But yeah. Thank you for letting me know. No, these two were so light, like I thought it was just part of the weight of the envelope. I actually don't really throw out my envelopes because I always see if I need to like transcribe the person's address, and I always cross reference with my address list because like every year at Christmas, it's like it's always somebody who moved that I didn't notice about. But anyway, thanks, Jim. I appreciate that, and these are really neat. I'll have to show these to my mom. I think she'll really dig them. And what else was I gonna say? There are many things in here. Well, I guess we'll get the semi-obvious thing out of the way. Yes, I bought the whole bundle. Yes, I bought it with my money. So, and I am going live with Elizabeth in a week or two after I play with these. So I was curious. To my eye, well, it's interesting because these are reading differently in real life than they did on camera on Elizabeth's stream. We might play with one of these in a minute. But to my eye, the pink and the yellow are the ones that look neon, and the rest of these look to me vibrant colors. Like these in real look like vibrant, but sorry, I'm not on camera. So these two look like super neon. And what I'm kind of comparing these to, let me grab it. 'Cause I think it's behind me. Yeah, here we go. So my go-to neon product are these Liquitex Basics because they're like dirt cheap, and this color is not reading. So the pink, this is neon pink, this is neon pink. These are look almost the same color, but anyway. And this yellow looks like a very highlighter yellow. Anyway, I like these Liquitex ones because they're acrylic paint, you can tint any kind of medium or gel or whatever that you'd use acrylic products in. I have a couple more things in the bag, but anyway, I'm just really curious to play with these to get a sense of, especially for these five, like, um, if they feel neon or not. Like, I feel like they're good color. I got them because I thought that this orange actually looks pretty neon. I'll put this in the other pile. The green also kind of looks neon. Okay. We'll say like these three, particularly like this guy, these three look less neon, but I don't know. It's all a matter of opinion, I guess. And I think you only really see it on black, basically. Uh, Here we go. So if we look at like some watercolor swatch books, I'm horribly out of date because I just made a new watercolor palette and haven't done crap on. These are metallics, but not neons. But you can see that like you're really on black, you're gonna get your payoffs on like your vibrant colors. Do I have a neon? Yeah, so these are the for point of comparison of my camera being bad or different than what you're seeing. These are the four neon colors. It suffers the same way, which is like the green just looks like a bright sap green. It's really just the neon pink and neon yellow that really look neon. Anyway, which is to say I don't think this is like a formulation thing I'm having. I think it's just I think that's how they work. But anyway, we may play with these in a second. Because I actually got all the stuff I need to get done for my art fair next weekend or swap thingy next weekend done. So I'm pretty stoked about that. And I think the audio is still behaving. And that is very cool. I am happy about that. So I grabbed a couple other things. I bet you can guess who made them. I guess just two. So picked up two background stamps. I owned this one before, and it has been lost to the ether. These are both the Simon Hurley background. I don't know if this one's pull apart. I think it is. Yeah. So like some of these letters will come out, but I just like this one because it's like such a great Happy Mail vibe, and you can actually go and like stamp you can actually stamp your envelope with the little envelopes. Trying to see where these pop out. So like this card pops out, and then and it looks like these envelopes pop out. Yeah. Like this envelope pops out. So, and you can pull these out entire, and the one below it pops out. So like it's like basically these two are pop outs. This one, this one. Anyway, I think they're great. I usually use them like in their sort of as just a background stamp. But I'm thinking these would be potentially neat with for like I like this one a lot for tone on tone, but I don't know if it has the next one I got explicitly for neon stuff, and there's a couple other ones like this that are sitting ever so patiently in my scrapbook.com crate or wish list. But since I'm going into an actual in-person craft event next weekend, I was kind of like, I don't really want to spend money because I don't know if I want to spend money there or not. But anyway, this one of my favorites. I got a lot of use out of this. I don't know where it went. I'm sure it's in a box somewhere. Now that I bought a second one, it's going to be bound to show up because that's how that works. But then I got this one, which is a Doodles. Let's see if I don't know if this one. Historically, these were all pull aparts, but I don't know if this one is a pull apart. It does not. Yeah, this one is not a pull apart. But I thought this would be really cool in like a neon pink on black or whatever. It's like a very like middle school doodles kind of pad, which is very much my vibe. So, and I thought you could like it would be great to sort of misprint this too if you wanted to go for like a graffiti look, and then I don't know if I showed you guys because I'm really bad at like actually taking pictures of things. Um, but I did have uh I found a really cool printable off Creative Fabrica that's like very like comic book like emo guy kind of. I don't know. That's not a great way to describe it, but wound up using it for some ATCs and I really liked it. So I want to do another round of those. So I think before my live, I'll definitely like print it, do some more printables there. I actually, in Spellbinders box, I have not opened, have the Cool Cats stamp set. Oh, anyway, but I'm kind of curious. So do you guys have a preference what we swatch? I'm kind of curious to swatch one of these, at least in the way that, because usually what I do is I just swatch these onto cardstock and then would die cut them. Um, so I'm curious how they swatch on. Well, actually, it's funny. So I have a whole palette. Like this is also neon yellow. So that's for some reason neons are getting sort of made a little bit warmer on my camera right now. But I don't know. I am curious. No one has an opinion, so I guess I will. Um, let's check out the green and the orange, and then this one. The teal, I feel like these are all getting, maybe the purple too. I feel like these are going to be like my go-to colors, so we'll see. We might swatch them all. Let me just grab a card panel here. Just so we have something a little more manageable to work with. I'll just quarter this quickly because I'm curious to swatch these out and get a sense of, well, A, if I like them, I probably will. I like Lunar Paste. But also, what I'm really curious about, I guess, is how do I feel about them as like a purchase, right? Like, you know, I have 20-ish. Nah, I don't think it's quite that bad. I probably have 15 colors of Lunar Paste. So it's sort of like a. Oh, and I found my shady cleaning. But like, let's see. I wonder if I have a purple or an orange. Anyway, it would be interesting to swatch these next to like their next nearest comparison. Oh, well, we'll do pink. Well, let's do pink. Oh, no worries, Jim. Feel free to just listen. I'm going to be swatching for a while, so and probably turning my hands weird colors. So let's see. Let's see if I can. Let me just pop over quick and see if I can grab any similar colors to these. I cheated. I just grabbed the whole drawer. I've started doing the Elizabeth thing, so this is probably it's interesting because this is a very hot pink, but it doesn't look hot compared to the other pink. Brown, it's a darker blue, another pink. Well, this is sort of a softer pink. I've never opened it. That's kind of embarrassing. This one I think was that one I'll leave alone because it's never been opened. I feel like I had a blue that was kind of similar. It's a red, a silver. This is, I guess, Shooting Star would probably be the closest to either of the yellows. I'll just put these over here as like these are sort of reference colors. Do I have an orange? I was pretty sure I had orange. Here we go. I don't think this is traffic cone. I lied. It's Guppy. There's an orange. That's Not nearly as vibrant in orange. I don't really have anything in a vibrant green. I do have this blue. This blue is pretty close, I want to say. Do I have a green? I have a fake plant, which isn't neon at all. And I actually had to rebuy a later gator because mine totally dried up. And I have Crown Me, which is purple, and this has never been opened. So I don't know. I'll leave it alone since it's never been opened. But what I'm thinking is we could sort of swatch on one side with well, we could like swatch with our new color, well, our neon color, and then try and do a comparison against a matching color if we have it. So let's start with pink as it was requested. Yeah, well, I mean, not exclusively. I was more popping up to try and figure out what's up with my setup. Guppy. Yep. Hi, Delise. How are you? Yeah, I was curious to see how these look compared to colors I own. So these three are things I own, but someone wanted pink. So let's start with whatever this is, Prom Queen, which is a very kind of pink, definitely a pink pink. Man, I need to start doing the Elizabeth. So this I would consider a pretty vibrant pink. I don't think we have another reference pink, so I'll just do this. Do a little more of this because then we're gonna have this as a cardstock. And this is how I like to do the cardstock. I just do it with my finger. I'm sure there's like a much more. And if you get a clumpy, you can feel it and then get rid of it, which is kind of a thing for me because I don't use these as much as I would like to. I feel like. So anyway, and let's grab a baby wipe and get my finger cleaned off, and then that's at least get as much of this color off as we can. There we go. Now let's try out, what are you called? Neon pink. It's called something. Hot mess. Oh, that seems fitting for all of us. Well, not so much Jim. Delise and me. We always have our little moments. Oh, happy Easter. Oh, did someone pop in? Oh, hi Irma, welcome. So this is Hot Mess, the prom queen in a hot mess. That seems really fitting, you know? And this is visually, it doesn't look as hot pink as you'd think. Um, yeah, I guess that's my vibe. Like, so according to Elizabeth's Live, essentially this is the same base, but essentially less mica, which is definitely coming out now. Yeah, is this levels? It actually. Oh, that is weird. So is this is sort of soaking into the paper? Like it is definitely becoming more of a true hot pink. And then like on the prom queen side, you can definitely see that prom queen is turning very lunar pasty sparkly. Obviously on the right, more of a purple. But yeah, this is doesn't it doesn't quite have as much of a oh my god, I'm in the 80s hot pink vibe. Might give it another coat because I feel like this product goes on a little. Smoother either because my other lunar paste is old or because my other lunar paste is old. This definitely, I'm just gonna give it a little more. Like, you can definitely get it out a lot lighter. The lunar paste obviously just sort of is like tends to get super duper opaque. Okay, I like this better. I think the answer is if I'm doing this probably incorrect technique with my finger, that you kind of oh my, the sound bites from this are going to be fantastic. But so yeah, you see that it's still wet, but oh man, I like that this prom queen is just a fun color. I don't know what I'm gonna die cut from that, but the reason that I do these like weird swatches usually is because like I just wind up die cutting it and then it doesn't matter. Um, I'm curious if if you used a squeegee, it might go on smoother, although I always find it harder to control. Anyway, so I am liking the hot pink, especially after I touched it up. Let me see what you all are saying. No, they're identical. So this is Shooting Star, this is Lunar Paste, this is whatever the neon yellow is. They're identical. You save a little bit of money on the bundle, but not much. So like if it's like I want wow, this is cool. So like it's interesting on my cleanup rag, like the neon is way more vibrant. I wonder if I can just like save this baby wipe and do something with it. I'm sure it's going to be like some fantastic rainbow when we're done. I know it's probably bad that I'm more excited about the cleanup thing than the actual. Let me see. Everybody is saying hi. Hello, Irma. Nightbot is making noise. Yeah. Uh, I don't know if I've seen her stick paints. I saw that she had like a neon crayon thing, but that may or may not be a different product. Anyway, so let me set this guy aside. It will probably won't be able to do anything with these cuz I mean the one thing about dried out lunar paste which is great is like this one's already dry. It's probably not dry enough to die cut, but it's pretty close. Um but yeah, I think it's and I think Elizabeth said this, it's like a cross between a neon product and a lunar paste. So like well, what could we do? Let me grab since I had hot pink here. Do I have a paintbrush? No. Okay, well, we're just gonna. So this is just Liquitex hot pink, just so that we have something for a comparison. Um, well, there we go. Let's just do that. I don't know if using my finger for this is going to be a horribly bad idea. Here's hoping my finger isn't like pink all of Easter, but like, so this is Liquitex hot pink as just sort of a another product that you could compare it to. And for a really cheap paint, cheap is unfair. For an inexpensive paint, the Liquitex Basics is a really good paint line. Anyway, not that you needed my opinion on acrylic paint, but oh, that didn't stain my finger either. Fabulous. But like, if you compare these three, not quite fair since this is just wet, but it's going to dry really fast because of how dry it is in here. But like the Liquitex, and it's not showing accurate, it's showing way more orange on camera, but like the Liquitex is more saturated. This is much more of like whoops. The new Simon Hurley neon pink is much more of like a color you could actually see in nature. Like it doesn't have that like and I haven't tested it on black, but like it doesn't quite have the oh my god, where did that come from vibe. So anyway, that's not to say that's good or bad. Both are really neat, and obviously this stuff is not going to. Let me just put that to the side as well. We might need more paper. Let's see. So we have done a pink. And the neon on this actually that's interesting. So similar to how like the neon actually behaves like a color shift. So if it's like at an angle and away from you, you actually see more of the neon. Straight on, you get more. I think you're getting more lunar paste, or like more of the mica, which I think makes it more reflective. Anyway, very interesting product for sure. Oh, thanks, Irma. Yeah, so let's try out. Let's do that. Let's do a guppy versus whatever the orange is called. I'm kind of curious to see. That's a comparison I want to see actually. I mean, I want to see all these comparisons, but I think that I definitely want to do orange and yellow, and then we'll see if there are other colors. I'm also curious. I'd like to do a three-way like shooting star and the two yellows, I think. And but first, let's work on orange. So this is Guppy. Here's hoping it's not totally dried out, because if it is, I'm gonna be sad. It's not. Kind of like most of my older lunar paste, it's like they sort of lose um water over time. Oh, this is so pretty. Ah, I love this color. Why didn't I, am I not using this all the time? This is so freaking pretty. And I do think the older lunar paste, because once they get thick, that's why I'm like doing one layer and this just looks fabulous. So I think it's like it's more of a product age thing and personal preference than like a uh anything else. So I can guarantee you the new color is going to be way more like traffic cone, which is kind of interesting because there's a color called traffic cone that's a very I mean, I don't know. Jim probably remembers the live stream, but like, look how cool I'm like making tie dye. I'm gonna definitely have to save this and figure out what I can do with that because I don't know. It's gonna be a gauzy. I don't know. It'll be interesting. We might need to get a new thing soon. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, like Simon had a live stream where when he rolled out traffic cone to basically say like I didn't really want to do like a straight up orange, so you have this instead. And like traffic cone is actually not a vibrant orange. Anyway, what is our neon called? It is oh, look at that. How like how pretty. Man, this is one of I think this is one of my favorite all-time colors. It's named Guppy because it's the color of like a goldfish. Anyway, as I recall, this is Tangent, like going on one, I assume. I don't know. We'll see. So this one look compared to the pink, I think this one looks definitely more true to it. Yeah. Wow. Okay, so remember how I said the pink didn't look like a true neon? This looks dead on with it neon orange. And I guess I should add the usual disclaimer, which is taste is subjective. So like this is just my initial reaction to these colors. Yours may vary. Actually, my initial reaction is I want to do like a whole card panel in Guppy and just die cut a bunch of oranges out of that because I have that Margaret Bloom set and I think it would be really cool to do like metallic oranges. But as you can probably see without me holding up, this is a really orange. This is let's check it. Like the hot pink looks more subtle. Like the orange looks Well, actually, in the way the camera is doing this, I don't think it likes these colors very much. But so this is more of a Florida hot pink. This is more of a purple. Guppy is a very gold biased. It's like a brownish gold biased color. I mean, you can easily tell the difference here. I don't know if the pink is dry yet. I don't think it is. Anyway, let me try and get this a little smoother so it doesn't take. Maybe we could actually get one of these to dry. Here we go. Whoops. And sort of like lunar paste or I don't know any acrylic product. Uh, I'm saving this. I don't know what I can do with this, but I have a stream coming up with Elizabeth, so I'm sure she probably has ideas on what I can do with my cleaning rag that looks really cool that I don't know. I guess you could cut it into strips and use it like a ribbon almost. Kind of like the way people use tulle. Hey, someone's here. Hi, Cordelia. How are you? So I'll say Tangent is definitely giving 80s neon in the best possible way. Uh, Hot Mess is more subtle for sure. And I'm doing these head to head against colors I own if I own a relevant color. So let me set this guy off to the side. This isn't dry yet. And then for point of comparison, this is Liquitex Hot Pink, which to me is more saturated. You do get a once this dries, it is in a sort of interesting valley between like a standard lunar paste and something a little more like a matte neon. Anyway, so let's just swatch out some Shooting Star, which we've all seen and presumably know and love as sort of our reference lunar paste yellow. Again, this is also one of my favorite colors. These two, really good colors. If you don't own them, you should. Anywho, oh, and I put Shooting Star on top of the. Go me. Let's actually put the right color on here. So when this dries, we will know which one is orange and not have to go through the whole drawer next time. Anyway, so Shooting Star, basically sunny yellow, not really biased towards any color. Turns out looks gold biased because of the mica. Oh wow, everybody is chit chattering. Hello, Cordelia. How are you all? Hopefully you're well. And the weird frame rate thing hasn't happened, so huzzah. So the closest one to this is called Yellow Jacket, which is interesting. Isn't there there's already a bee sting, right? But bee sting is not yellow, I believe. So what do we have? So Shooting Star, this is Yellow Jacket. Yellow Jacket looked the least neon of the colors just on first inspection to me because it's so orangey. Like there's not, okay. Now this is surprising because this vibes more neon to me than like the hot pink that I was expecting to be really, really neon. And as you pull this out as a wet product, basically, like as you sort of flick it out, right? Like you can see how the neon. I don't know if you can see. This shows up in real life, but like the neon pigment sort of moves quicker than the actual like mica part of the lunar paste. So you can get kind of a like if you're going for a messy look, like you can get some pretty interesting sort of techniques because the two pigments don't quite behave the same way. What have we swatched already? We have swatched orange, we have swatched pink, we have swatched that. Let's put that up here. So this is like the mica is darker and the yellow, it's like the base pigment is like a highlighter yellow almost, and then it's like an orangey or mica on top of it. But this is way more vibrant than I thought it would be. And then the color that is, of course, my favorite, the neon yellow. I guess I shouldn't say it's my favorite in this line. This is my favorite generally as a color. But this is okay, so this is also giving a very true neon yellow. This is exactly the color I would expect. It is a green biased yellow. It looks like a highlighter. It looks like a shimmery highlighter. Like if I was buying one color, this is the color I would buy because I feel like highlighter yellow is the most neon of the neons. I need more paper. But I think it would be nice to swatch out the rest of these while we're in a swatchy sort of mood. Uh this is voltage or something, right? Voltage. Wow. Leave it to me. I remember the neon yellow name and none of the other color names. Okay, so shooting star, yellow jacket, voltage in order. You can really see shooting stars gold bias. Um, yellow jacket is interestingly like an orange bias, like trying to think like a nasturtium flower. It's that kind of vibe. Obviously, it's a lot less orange than tangent as our tangent dries. Tangent is not losing any vibrancy. The guppy is still same color. These are still damp and will probably remain so for a while. Let's check back in on our pink. Um, the pink dries back darker, so I feel like in its dry back, this is actually obviously they're slightly different shades, but its dry back is a lot more the color I'd expect it to be, if that makes sense. So anyway, I'll post pictures somewhere, probably Lynn's group, because that's usually where I post pictures. But just because I don't know if Elizabeth likes pictures in her group or not. Anyway, let me grab some more paper. But I feel like that now that no company is paying me any money, like people probably would care less because it's not like I'm gonna parse their vibe on being on their, you know, convincing people to use other affiliate links or whatever. Anyway, let's just do a long one and we can swatch out the remaining colors. Well, you have a blue comparison. Mm, we have blue, green, purple. Let's cut a normal size panel and do a blue comparison, and then I don't think the other ones really have true comparisons. Let's just make weird shaped pieces of paper for swatching. There we go. Very curious about this blue. This, I believe, is more teal leaning. It definitely looks like it. This is, I don't know what color. We'll find out. But on camera, they look almost identical. Yeah, I don't know. I always have like my problem is there's a lot of supplies I have that like I bought things together and I really like the idea. Like I have a project I want to do, but it's like more in depth than like just making a card. So it goes in the like when I have time to devote to like a longer scale project. Oh, well, we can do that. Yeah. Well, let's do like a yellow green gradient. That would sounds like it would be fun. Oh, yeah, you're right. They're too wet to do that now, but I will have to go back and do that. Because these would be good. It would be good to photograph these and then like put the actual color names. Oh, yeah, we should try that. That's an interesting idea. Oh, okay. That's cool. I just don't know that I ever asked her if she minded or not. So we have an old blue, clear skies. Hopefully it didn't completely die. No, it's still working. Good. I should get one of these that's older and a little more uh, stickier. I've been really curious if you just add like a slow dry medium to it, if like you could just reconstitute it, although you might also wreck the entire jar. I mean, I don't think it would hurt anything, but I feel like you could just add a um I feel like you could just add sort of a medium of some sort and it would probably reconstitute it. Although at a certain point it's like the jars are only $5, so I don't know that I would like care that much. So this is neon teal, which I don't think is a real color, but it is in lunar paste. It definitely is giving me the same vibe it gave on Elizabeth's video, which is I wouldn't call it a neon. I like the color a lot. The color reads as greener than clear skies, but not by much. That being said, you know that teal is a favorite color of mine, and I would definitely have bought this. I don't know if I have I thought I had tropical tango. I Tropical Tango is the other is I think more green leaning than this, but I do not know. And there was I think a request to see what would happen if we mixed some yellow and some of the blue. So let's see what happens. I'm gonna guess that the blue is way more potent because it usually is. And let's see what we get. We'll just do a blue to yellow gradient, and we'll see how this works out. Oh, this is interesting. That's kind of interesting. We have a little more blue though. That is a really dominant pigment. That is surprising. Usually, because usually the blue here, typically blues are much stronger pigments. So let's just get a little bit more. But this this neon yellow is a very potent pigment, which I find quite surprising because usually it's the opposite, right? Like you have to be kind of careful. They don't really mix to like it's an interesting green. I don't know that it's a particularly useful green. It's definitely got kind of a phthalo green, sort of like it's not very natural vibe, but then again, you know, it depends what you want to use it for. Pretty neat though. Definitely this would be fun to like almost like finger paint like a space background or something. Like this has a very this looks very 80s right now, in the best possible way. Um but our whatever the teal is called, I don't think I said what the teal was called. No chill. No chill, clear skies, pretty close. Which I wasn't surprising. This is much more of a This is way more blue than green. Although obviously if you add in yellow, you can make it green. It would be interesting if we mix these like not on paper, but like if we just mixed it into its own color, but pretty cool. Blue and pink might make purple. Blue and red would make purple. Purples are sort of strange to mix. Maybe we'll play around with that a little bit. We have some pink. So let's just get do we want to use a truer blue? We'll see what happens. This might be a horrible idea, but we shall see. And the pink. s- Not sure how this will work out, but that's what some of the interest in this really. So let's start from the blue side. Yeah. And this is fairly thick, but it also kind of it does make it purple, that's for sure. It also kind of is nice if you like it sort of muddies it. I mean, whatever color you want to use, word you want to use, but it sort of muddies out the pink, which this does make a really interesting gradient. It does make a purple. It's a really natural purple too, which is intriguing to me. Like this purple, probably I'm assuming it's the green in the teal color. I'm not remembering your name. No chill? Lots of chill? No chill. Okay. It's the green in the teal, I think, which is sort of causing us to have some really interesting results going on here. So let's just swatch out the remaining colors on this side while we wait for this gradient to dry. Really neat gradient. Um, Not something I would have thought that you could get, but I really like if you mix very small amounts of the blue into the pink, like you get this really interesting purple overlay. Really adds a lot of dimension. I like it. What else did we need to look at? I think we just needed to look at green and purple, and I don't think I have a good. I mean, it will be good to do purple here because we can swatch purple sort of in comparison to the purple we just made. So I think what we could do. Ooh, this is very liquidy lunar paste. So let's see if we can't swatch. Yeah, we can just sort of swatch. Let's do a swatch in the middle here. Much more vibrant color, but in the same color family. So that's kind of neat. Here we go. I'm a little curious. I'm curious how vibrant this green is. It's pretty vibrant. Uh, this this I think gives this gives a pretty neon green. So I'll say the Dark Frog and Voltage and Tangent are probably the ones that feel most like what I would have expected neons to be. I'm curious if how like Dark Frog and Voltage kind of go together. Yeah, I agree. The blue is not doesn't the blue in any format does not read as neon. I don't think the blue reads as a. Do I have some here? Yeah, well, let's just do this as a point of comparison. Okay, so this is the Liquitex one. I don't think it reads as neon either. This is in theory. So I'm not lying. It is in theory fluorescent blue. It does not look fluorescent at all. Like it's a really nice blue, but so this is Liquitex fluorescent blue, but oh wow, that dried down really cool. Again, this looks like a nice blue. It looks like a cornflower blue. Or like a baby blue. Well, darker than a baby blue, but it looks like a very close to like a primary blue, but doesn't look super fluorescent. But the no chill and the voltage made a super neat look. Purple again, it has a very maroon vibe to me. Like it's a very nice purple. I wouldn't call it neon. I wouldn't call what would we call neon? So I think the yellow and the orange are the most wherever that went. Yellow and orange are probably the most neon. Um I would say the pink's a little less neon than the yellow and the orange, but is still very much sort of in the neon family. The green is probably adjacent to the pink. I would say, and then you have sort of the purple and the teal, and these don't really read as neon colors; they just read as vibrant colors to me. So I think this is sort of my tier list of how neon they are. But if you're interested in neon, yellow and orange, I think are the best picks for what you would traditionally think of as a neon. And as this has dried, is this dry? Yeah, this is dry. So this is not reading correctly on camera, and that's too bad. But um, vibrancy is about the same across the board. This is neon. This is hot pink. Although you can't tell from the camera, which is annoying. So this is our first one. You can definitely tell that the neon colors are less shiny. Like there's less mica in them. Not by a lot, but if you see them head to head, like in the way that the traditional lunar paste is just sort of really in your face. I think we can look at all the ones we did. I really want to paint something in Guppy, but Yellow Jacket was a surprise. That's not even on my tier list, but Yellow Jacket I would put sort of on par with the pink and not the most neon, so kind of like that. So I think they're all the swatches we did. I guess I'll put this one something like that. Well, I guess I'll just hold one because we can't really. Some of these are still wet. In terms of my favorite colors, voltage I like. Voltage, tangent. I like the teal, even though it's not really very neon. But the teal and clear skies are very close colors, so you could use those in some really interesting tone on tone work. I don't know if I'd buy the bundle. I'm trying to think having played with them in person, would I have bought the bundle? Probably not. I probably would have skipped. I would have skipped the purple, I think, because it's not a color I use a lot. Oh, this is so pretty. That voltage. That voltage is just awesome. I like the voltage a lot. Um, These two definitely I probably would have passed on this color, which would have been a mistake had I not bought the bundle. I probably would have bought the hot pink because hot pink is kind of a essential neon. I do like the green a lot. I don't know. I probably would have skipped on these two colors, the yellow jacket and whatever the purple's called. Mood ring. And I feel like skipping yellow jacket would have been a mistake, but I don't know. In terms of the other ones, these are all dry. So just in from a drying standpoint, these three are all totally dry. You could die cut these right now. This one obviously is still wet. This is a really neat gradient. I think with these you because a lot of that I think you could get some really cool gradients um and other stuff. But anyway, thanks for hanging out and swatching. Well, okay, so there's a story about that. Yes, I own all the solar pastes. I've never opened any of them, but I want to because they would be fun to um I've seen some really cool techniques with people using stencils and just like over stenciling on top of stuff with them because of their translucency. But yeah, I watched Elizabeth did a holiday card with them, and I bought them and then haven't used them since. So maybe those should be on our list of things. But thanks, guys. I appreciate you hanging out and swatching. I have to run to get ready for Easter stuff. Thank you, Jim, for the fantastic bunny and our two eggs. I don't know if you saw these, Delise. This is the alcohol ink egg. It's really amazing. This is just amazing. And then these are the ones with the Diamond Rocks super chunky embossing powder. They're pretty neat. I like them quite a These are really neat. These are wood, I believe. This is sublimation blank. Very cool. Very, very cool. So thank you so much, Jim. Um, should I will say the project we are working on tonight is not a card, but it is going to definitely satisfy everybody's joy of um, making stuff. So we will do that later on. I have a plethora of Swap Happy Mail that came in, so it should be a fun stream tonight. And I will talk to you guys later, and thanks for hanging out, and thanks for helping me test my setup. And oh, I didn't build an outro. So that is all I have for you guys at the moment, and I will chat with you guys. Oh yeah, I bet they're totally easier to do. Yeah, it would be hard to do some of that stuff on plastic eggs. But anyway, I'll chat with you later. Have a great rest of your day and happy Easter to everybody.